What really surprised me most about the process of hunting for a tiny house was how creative people are with their space.
Quite cleverly managed to get a whole walk-in wardrobe area here, and then they've managed to squeeze out of this tiny space a full ensuite.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, that's very cool.
Little wet room.
Yeah. When you go and look at a really, really small house, you think it's going to be cramped. But there's so many ways, I think, to make them feel spacious and actually really sensible and realistic places to live in.
So, this is it. Back in the 1900s, what the builder did is he started sort of building one house at one end of the street and the other at the other end of the street, and kept building. And then when he got to here, they noticed that there was about 6 feet of a gap. So what that means is the house is literally 6 feet wide.
Wow.
The biggest highlight during the house hunt was walking in the door of this place. It's the most bizarre house I've ever been in. I think that was the big highlight for me, was walking through the front door of this place.
And I think walking through and seeing the garden at the back, I couldn't believe, because, you know, when you're walking through the whole house and you expect it to end at the back, and then you've actually got this whole extra space with the shed at the end, and it feels like a real bonus, and you're like, wow.
God, you never would have thought that tiny little house at the front would have a massive garden like this. The reason we actually decided to buy a tiny house was because we couldn't afford a large house. I mean, that's the simplest way of putting it. But in fact, what we've discovered in the process of buying a tiny house is that it's much more fun having a tiny house. It's much more challenging. It's much more exciting. There's actually, you know, a great buzz about living really efficiently in a really small house. Can we watch a movie?
Yeah, that's my